Hello and welcome back to the Warpath. My name is Paul James, and this is our full-form Darksiders playthrough series, where in each episode I gradually inch my way through the entirety of the original Darksiders. This is our 10th episode. We're 3/4, 4/5 of the way through the game. We're in the Black Throne region at the moment. We've done 2 of the 3 puzzles there to knock out these big heads that will ultimately free Azrael. So we're continuing to truck along here. We've done the puzzle that's through that door. We've done the one that is up the top here. Well, kind of up the top. We've got 1 more to go. These opened up at the end of last episode. We're using the Void Walker here to create a path. Didn't let myself fly for long enough. To create ourselves a path that we can fly up, charged, use the Void Walker to provide a charged portal. The reason we're playing this game is because Darksiders 3 is now about a month away, as of when you're viewing this. And I'm a massive fan of Darksiders, and I wanted you, the viewer, to get an opportunity to learn a little bit about the Darksiders franchise, follow along with me as I play through the game in its entirety here, and just have a bit of good time with the IP. Last episode was a rough one. I performed particularly badly, I would say. My combat skills were less than satisfactory. The perks of being a new father, I guess. Cool. But hang on. The map suggests there's something... Oh, hang on. Here we go, through here. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Nope, there was more. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. There's some really clever puzzles in this game, and if you're not careful, so we've shot through to what must be at least... Yeah, must be another... I might try and reset everything. Like Oh, that's me, Ben. How very meta, I can see myself bouncing along. There must be something on the other side here. I need to charge these. I think I need to make sure they're charged so I can actually get the momentum, otherwise I'm just going to fall to my death like I did before. Alright, and then charge again. And then charge again. Still see myself, so I missed. There we go, we're through. Awesome. we'll need to do some stuff with that on the way back. So at the top level of that main region that we started at there, there's a key door. We need that key. We don't have it yet. And so with this being the only path we can actually really pursue that takes us anywhere, I think it's fairly fair to assume that we'll find the key somewhere around here. Something to bomb. It's going to be down to clever use of the Void Walker, I think. I'm going to assume that I need to basically have the bomb come rocketing out of here, crash into that, and that will be all she wrote. I can jump through. I just need to... That's useless. There we go. Alright, cool. Puzzles, everyone. I think there might actually be something up there to the right, so I probably want to make sure that at some point I revisit that. In fact, I might do it now. I'll wait until it rotates, because we can see on the map in the bottom right corner there that there's a chest. Oh dear. Alright, we'll have to wait for that to return. Lesson learned. So chest, we've got a bomb here. I can't... Does my grapple? Alright, cool. So I can sort out that situation. I don't know if I actually got it in the end. I might have been too slow. No, it's still there. Ah. So we've got the portals where we want them. Oh. Whew. Alright, cool. We left it very last minute, but we timed it okay in the end, so we'll just wait for... There we go, there's a real fancy looking chest that we can rummage through. Abyssal armor. There's 10 pieces to collect in the game. I think that was my 4th. I'm certainly not going to get all of those before the game ends, for the sake of this playthrough and making sure that we actually get it done before Darksiders releases. So my next step need to grab that a little bit sooner, I think. Make sure everything's charged up like it should be, just to be sure. Because you never can be too sure. We'll wait for it to do a lap again because we were too slow to get ourselves organised there. I can't seem to... Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we not doing? Because I clearly, very clearly need to do more than what I'm currently doing. I'm sure if I jump through that just to double check that it... Yep, so I've still got the momentum in this thing. I just need to... I need to get the timing right. And see, I'm suddenly not getting the momentum I want when I go for that jump. Or like when I... So there's nothing down any of these sides that are of any use, like in that middle region there. See, it comes out like a rocket. Part of my problem is this timing. So like, when do I grab the thing and then I have to run to get in line? Ugh. This is tedious, I'd say. So, for some background, I'm a big Darksiders fan. I must say my patience is running a little thin. Darksiders 2 is the vastly superior game. Of course. That's so obvious. Take out that one. Here we go, we've got our 2 spots. I am an imbecile, and I'm sure, and I apologise, you on the other end have been screaming at me probably for the last... Ugh. For the last few minutes, and the penny just wasn't dropping. I apologise. Alright, so let's go up there. We'll want to probably shoot the top of that, like with Void Walker, to create ourselves a path. Then take that momentum, rocket ourselves into the air. One can assume. Like, they give me a look at it. There we go. What have we got in here? Key? Please be the key. There's the key. Awesome. Now we need to navigate our way back through this mess. Awesome, we're through. We're back into the main room here. And we'll continue to head up. And we're through. Been a combat-free experience so far. So for those of you who are only tuning into the Warpath for the very first time, I really latched on to Darksiders because of that Heaven and Hell conflict, the God of War / Legend of Zelda style inspired puzzles and combat. It ticked a lot of boxes that really rung home with me, courtesy of past generations, games that I've played in my childhood. Is it as good as either of those? No. Darksiders 2 starts to come pretty close. Darksiders 2 is a truly excellent game, and in my mind, one of the better games of the year it came out. I believe that was 2012, if I recall off the top of my head. In the case of the original Darksiders, we get a few scenarios like, and if you're a student of the games industry and the past, I'm sure you're aware of the criticisms of Super Mario Sunshine back in the day. Basically, the camera was a glaring concern in that game. In that it would get stuck behind you and you can actually see what you're trying to do, and that's one of the issues that plagues the original Darksiders. Not so much Darksiders 2, in fact it was something that they really, in my mind, maybe my memories are a little clouded, but my recollection was that they really fixed that up quite a lot and it wasn't an issue at all in the follow-up. So, and who knows what happens in the case of Darksiders 3, of course. That's the one real thing that holds this game back. It kind of leaves it in that 7 to 8 out of 10 sort of conversation, as opposed to, in my mind, what it really had the potential of being, which was a Game of the Year contender. The story's cool, the combat is cool. It could be a little bit deeper, and it is when Darksiders 2 comes along. You'll find that I'm using the same combos fairly repetitively now that I'm here on my home run swing. That's my favourite. Do whatever you can. We've spoken about this in most episodes. The circle prompt appears, use it. It's your friend. Where's this shield come from? I want to take that off here. his armor is breaking away. That shield just slows the whole process down. There we go. Oh no! No! Alright. Cool, we have a platform. Let's use it. So the whole story around Darksiders 3 is an interesting one. Darksiders 1 and 2 were made by Vigil Games under with the publishing rights held by THQ back in the day. THQ went bust, and the consequence was that the studio was left in limbo for quite a lengthy period. Eventually, it was picked up off the back of a fire sale. The team had largely splintered off. I don't think Vigil Games themselves, the name Vigil Games, that was not saved. The studio died, but a lot of the members went on to become a part of to become a part of Gunfire Games, and they are the ones that are working on Darksiders 3. Let's line this shot up. Cool. Alright, let's try the whole hookshot thing again. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, we'll wait. These two need to meet up again, then we'll go charging on through. Wow, that's... Oh, there we go. Alright, we've got another fight again. What you're probably finding, if you watched last week's episode and now this, we're getting a lot of these little mini arenas. It's fairly tedious, fairly repetitious, fairly predictable in a lot of ways. I'm going to quickly get the gun out so that I can just do a bit more damage in the ranged sense. I don't think I actually activated that. No, there we go. Trying to spare as much health as possible. Getting too close. Alright, easy pickings now. Oh, that was dumb though. Oh man, I'm getting myself into a bit of a spot here. hit up that chest just to make sure I don't get myself into a situation that I'll regret and have to repeat that. The way I manoeuvred through combat yesterday was just awful. Like it was very clear that I was tired. And look, some of the encounters, to the game's credit, they weren't easy. They weren't meant to be easy, but I made them look a lot harder than they were. That home run swing though, that is it's a lifesaver as far as I'm concerned. Get cheap kills whenever you can, and when you do, trying to get your souls up to go see Volgrim. I didn't get to see him through the entirety of the last episode, but well, you'll get your chance sooner or later. Thank him, because those upgrades that you can get, incredibly useful. And with particular enemies, the bats, for example. Oh, let's just jump into Chaos Form. Let's go. Come on. That shield isn't doing anything against me. There we go. Alright. That should be all. Oh no, there's one little goon left. There we go. Oh no, we're not done. Oh no, why did I waste it then? Son of a... Too many cheap hits. Let's load up on some Wrath there and... Oh, get out of the corner. I've weakened him a fair bit, but my worry is here at this particular juncture that I might have let myself... Right, you can chase after me.
Your soul is mine.
Alright. Cool. 1 out of 2. Let's deal with this last goon. Carefully. Oh, that's not carefully. There we go. In and out. Just skirting around. Gotta be fast on my feet. War is... Well, he's a tank. Doesn't move especially well, but I've gotta take advantage of all those little opportunities. Don't tell me there's more. Oh, I am doing far better, far better than I did last night. Because we haven't died yet. That's and it's such a worry. But if you go back and watch last week's episode now, But again, like I said before, last night when I recorded it, it was a torrid old time for me. I just could not get anything going the way it ought to. Alright, we've got a void there. We've got a chest over here. Let's rummage through that and get some souls. Let's see if there's anything on this side. Nothing I can use there yet. There's a void, but I don't think I can do anything with that. Let's see what this crank does. Alright. It's adjusted some an overhead platform. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Oh. Apologies for that. Alright then. Can't climb that. Can only climb this. Oh, damn it. No, come on, up you go. And yeah, I don't have the reach to get there. Okay, so what am I doing? What am I... let's get the crossplate out. Need to assign that. We'll give it a hook shot. Grappling hook. Firstly, there we go. That's an artifact. The artifacts are... Oh, what? Okay. Alright, what has that done for us though? Oh well. Ah, I've transferred the water from one side to the other. Genius. Genius, Vigil. Good puzzling. Might spot in the background anyone who's been following some of the player 2 plays over the journey. Some patched. Oh, chairs in the way. Pippa, my spoodle. Just sitting on the... We recently got that spare bed. And she's making it a home right now. So that's fine. She's far more subdued than when I think she crashed the party when I maybe did Ratchet and Clank with you all at some point. So I can appreciate that slightly more relaxed approach from her. I guess she's become a big sister lately with the new baby in the house, so maybe she's mellowed out a touch at the same time. Oh, hang on, I can see something. I saw something then. Aha! Genius! Not that I am one, but I have moments of genius. So you're viewing this on PAX weekend, most likely. If you're watching it when the video went up, as it was intended, you're watching this on the weekend of PAX Australia. I am in Melbourne, right as you watch this, most likely. Lapping up all the sites. Now I believe, and I haven't had confirmation, but I believe that Darksiders 3 is playable at PAX Australia. very hopeful that that's the case. If it is one of the games I'm going to make a beeline straight for. I've got a few interviews and other bits and pieces that I'll be doing at PAX this year, but going and trying out Darksiders 3 is right up there near the top of my to-do list. Come on, you big ogre. I should have used the voids over there. I didn't even notice those. I didn't even notice these until I turned around. There we go, we're on. Oh no, I'm in a nasty claw. Get out of the way. Oh, too much. The camera didn't play nice there. And again, one of those scenarios, a bit like Mario Sunshine, where the camera just doesn't quite work for you like it should. I'm surprised with Mario Sunshine, just because that's Nintendo. What? I must have had no health going into it from those encounters before. Damn it. Alright, come at me. Come out, please. Hey, no more of that. Oh, the camera! Oh, that's horrendous. There we go, managed to cash in really quickly there. No, more of that. If I get hit again, I'm probably cooked. There we go, he's done. So combat-wise, we're largely finished with this whole region. I don't know, there might be a little arena that opens up on the return trip, if it's anything like what we saw in the last episode. But it's more or less a sequence of puzzles that will now get us to the end. Oh, missed. All based around the Void Walker. There we go. Don't know why I'm powering it up. I don't need to power it up. Hang on, I'm gonna take a look down here. There's got to be something at the end of this that is of use. There is. Let me kill that. There we go. I believe this is all going to culminate with us getting into a big old fight with Straga. So we'll see how that cookie crumbles. Excellent. Making some really nice progress at the moment. Is this time for an arena fight? No! Oh! Thank you. Now, how are we getting that across? Now I think the portal might be on the reverse side of that, so I just need to go back over here. Yep. There we go, we're through. I am making surprisingly short work of this. Feeling pretty good at the moment. After the nightmare that, and I will call it a nightmare. If you don't believe me, go and watch last week's episode of the Warpath, because I was just a mess. I could not get a single. I just couldn't get anything working for me. No arena fights, yes. Just sheer progression. Alright. So we've got some work to do here. Where's that happening? So there's the portal, there's the bridge that just formed. There's a chest. Let's go check over this side first, because there's no real harm in having a look. How much health? I'm not going to be able to find out. Okay, now what? That's alright, that's a soul chest, that's good. No. Okay. Actually, that's no. We'll start there, because I just saw a thing. Saw a thing. There we go. An artifact. That's what that's the word I was looking for. I want that at some point. This will be where I come by and I change the time thing. So those two will open up the door. That one will, the other one around the other side will spin it. So I need... I wonder if... Let's see what happens if I fire these two up and then rotate. It just loops back around. So that's useless. Shooting a beam up into the sky, useless. What have I not seen? Can't help but wonder if maybe there's a void that I missed. I'm gonna get that chest. You can't be too sure with your health, and there's no reason for me to come back. Oh well, I didn't have any health, so I don't think I achieve anything from having a void on top here. But... whoa! Oh, that was... let's see. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. So what happened? When I turned this before? No, that just opens the gate, correct? This is another one of those things. I feel like you on the other side of the screen are just screaming at me that it's so obvious and I'm not seeing it. Because I need to be able to... Let's experiment, hey? Oh, hang on a second, there's more of them. How did I not notice that? How did I not notice that? if I... And that's why I need this. Apologies, that took far too long. What are we? We're 51 minutes into this episode. And I assume we've got a Straga encounter, essentially, as there being all that remains. Last week's episode was by far and away the longest we've had so far. We've not been bogged down in puzzles much, so hopefully a combat encounter, I should say, is not the thing that weighs down the duration of this episode. Hopefully we can have a nice tight episode where we've not been caught up too much. The puzzles, I hope you're identifying from this, the puzzles have been really meticulously designed and thought out, and it's fantastic what they've done. I'm really impressed by the lengths that have been gone to get these puzzles right, and just the answers are right there, and it's just how long does it take for you to see them. And some people do that better than others. There we go. Azrael is free.
Straga awaits.
Looks like you finally outlived your usefulness, Azrael.
And how do you propose to leave the tower once Straga has been dealt with? Straga and the tower are one. Even if you manage to defeat him, you'll be trapped without me.
We need him.
Pray the horseman doesn't make it back alive.
The reason for this being that Azrael, it was revealed last episode, Azrael had a lot to do with the fact that war is here before the apocalypse is supposed to have started. They prompted everything when they shouldn't have. And the consequence is, here he is, and all hell's broken loose, literally. And we're slowly quashing that, which is great, but it was revealed, yeah, that Azrael's the reason, so there's a bit of a mark on the back of his head here that is a very easy target for us. We just need to, as was highlighted there, make it through so we can follow through on the threat. Boss time. Straga. Now, the game just showed us the weak point there, that eye on his back. So we're going to have to use the Void Walk to manipulate our way around. Straga will be familiar. We had to take him on at the beginning of the game and got hammered.
No hope of victory or escape. Straga is the mightiest of the destroyers chosen.
And the last. Your master chose poorly.
Straga will enjoy killing you again.
Right, there's a void.
How long will you run from Straga?
Oh. 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 Now when he raises that over his head, that's when I want to go, I think. Yes. Oh. Ah, it's hidden. Ah, some goons. Last week I promised I'd spend a bit more time using the scythe, and then didn't, because I was getting hammered in combat. Oh. So I might make sure to actually follow through on that right now when I'm taking out some pretty simple little goons. Oh. Alright, where's... Oh. So far I'm not spotting anything that, like when he swings or whatever, when he says it's his turn, I'm not seeing anything that looks like an opening. I think maybe I just have to clear out the goons. Oh no! Wow! Come on, raise it over your head. Excellent. Let's hack away at his head. Keep using that circle prompt. It buys you a few moments, regain some composure, and you receive more blue souls from it, and that's your currency. So, and with particular enemies, you actually get a full serving of health. You don't get it all back, but as in you get a really healthy portion. Oh, I missed again. Alright, come on. Please, let third time be the charm. Thing is, there's not really much cosmetic damage going on to his face, so... But apparently we've done the job. There we go, Straga has been defeated. In one of the easier boss encounters for the game. On.
As I said, Straga and the tower are one. Now let's see how useful I can be.
Azrael, he had regret how everything went. That was evident last episode, and this is clearly him trying to make good on all of that.
He came to me after his death. Abaddon, alive, and I wanted so much to believe. I was such a fool.
Azrael, you saw Abaddon after he fell.
Saw him? I brought him here to Eden.
What treachery is this, Azrael? Eden doesn't exist. Not anymore.
Ignorant sprite. I bore witness as the first ones were cast out and the garden fell to ruin. I could not let heaven's first gift and greatest weapon simply rot, or worse, fall to darkness. I hid it away.
The Garden of Eden.
The Tree of Knowledge. Then, Abaddon has been to the tree.
You must draw upon its gifts now. If some way exists to stop the destroyer, the tree will show it to you. I never dared use it myself. Perhaps if I had, things would have been different.
And Abaddon, what of his gift?
That was not for me to know. Each who comes before the tree receives a different gift. Some receive nothing. Others are driven mad by visions, or simply destroyed. No, I cannot say for certain. Come.
So we have arrived at the Garden of Eden. And that, I mean, probably a pretty good place to wrap things up. So that has been another episode of the Warpath. A far shorter one this week. We've still gone the hour, just a touch over an hour. That's awesome. Because I didn't stuff up monumentally this time. It's been great. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. All those buttons are down below, and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, The Insider, Player 2 Plays, The Late Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole lot more. There's some awesome content all at our channel. We've got some stuff coming from PAX this weekend. Please be sure to check all of it out. Again, like, share, subscribe. For written content, please visit the website player2.net.au, where you'll find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, the Player 2 Writers Draft, and heaps more, all content contributed by some of the best talent in Australia. Please go and check out their work. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, and consider kicking in a few dollars. At the lower tiers, you'll get early access to episodes of this, of Patched, and The Insider. And at the higher tiers, you get monthly episode exclusives, and the ability to join us in the monthly Player 2 podcast. There's some enticing offers there, and any donation helps the Player 2 dream to grow. Please consider checking it out. For rolling updates, you can find me at PaulJamesP2 on Twitter. The website you'll find at Player2AU on Twitter. And until next time, that has been the Warpath. That is our 10th entry. We are now in Eden. We're in the final chapter of this game. Hopefully it's not more than an episode or two to go. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.